Hello, my name is David Mello and I'm the Supervisor of Children's Services here at the Fall River Public Library. And I have today some of my favorite books to share with you for the month of March. And my first story is about a dog. I've got a pet dog here I'd like you to meet. Look at my lovely pet dog. He's fluffy and he purrs and he's just a lovable pet dog. And my first story is all about my new pet dog. It is called Bad Dog by Mike Bolt. Ooh, something's in the box. I wonder what it could be. Look what I got for my birthday! A pet dog! Oh, he's cute. My dog has black and white fur, pointy ears, and a cute little nose. Her name is Rocky, and she is a bad dog. Rocky doesn't listen like good dogs. Hey, Rocky, come on. Oh, come on, you can do it, Rocky. Come here, girl. See? Rocky is a bad dog. Good dogs like to go for walks, but not Rocky. And Rocky really doesn't like other dogs. I wonder why. She is great at climbing, though. Bad dog, Rocky, come down. Rocky doesn't listen. She is a bad dog. I am teaching Rocky some tricks that good dogs do. Oh, she's scratching the back of the chair. What a bad dog. Sit, Rocky. Stay. Rocky, fetch. Rocky, roll over. Shake a paw, Rocky. Rocky doesn't do any of those things. Rocky is not a good dog. But Rocky isn't all bad. Rocky doesn't bark when the mailman is delivering the mail. And Rocky doesn't have accidents on the floor. She goes in the flower pot. She doesn't chew my toys either, though she does like to play with shoelaces. What else does Rocky like? Rocky likes to sleep in the sun and sleep on Dad's chair and sleep on Mom's clothes. Rocky really likes to sleep. I thought Rocky liked to play in the water. But she is not a fan of bath time. Come down here, Rocky. See, Rocky still doesn't listen. She is a bad dog. With black and white fur, pointy ears, and a cute little nose. You know what? I think Rocky would make a pretty great cat. Well, most of the time. And that is bad dog. She wasn't a good dog like mine, now was she? Good boy. Okay, and our next story is about a bear who really, really loves his favorite tree. And I think our friend the bear is in here. Bear, are you inside that tree? Oh, yes, he is. There he is. Look, there's our friend, the little bear. And this next story is all about a little bear who loves his favorite tree. He loves going into his tree on the branch and falling asleep. But one day, the tree, his favorite tree, starts to cry. Let's see what he does in this story. Hi, Mr. Bear. And this next story is Albert's Tree by Jenny Desmond. Spring arrived, and Albert woke up from his long sleep. "Hooray!" he shouted, as the snow was quietly turning to water and trickling down from the mountains. Albert raced to his favorite place, his tree. "Hello, tree!" shouted Albert. "I've missed you." His tree was perfect. Not too hard, not too soft, or too slippery, or too prickly. It was his own special place, quiet and peaceful. But what was that noise? Albert's tree was crying. "Wah!" wailed the tree. "What's going on?" said Albert. "You don't normally make a noise." You smell the tree. It smelled the same. He bounced on the tree. You feel the same. And you taste just the same, even upside down. "Hey, what are you doing, Albert?" said Rabbit. "Rabbit," said Albert, "my tree is crying. How can I cheer it up?" "Wah, wah," wailed the tree. "Well, when I'm sad, I dig holes, lots of holes to play in," said Rabbit. "Maybe that will stop your tree from crying." So Albert and Rabbit dug lots of holes. "We've dug you some holes to play in, tree," said Albert. But the tree just kept on crying. "Wah, wah, wah," it wailed. Along came Caribou. "What are you doing, Albert?" he said. "My tree is crying. I'm trying to cheer it up," said Albert. "Well, when I'm sad, I eat grass," said Caribou. So Albert and Caribou gathered lots of grass. "We've brought you some grass, tree," said Albert. "Please cheer up." But the tree just kept on wailing. "Wah, wah." "Why is your tree crying, Albert?" said Squirrel. "I don't know," said Albert with a sigh. The tree cried harder than ever. "Please don't cry," said Albert. "Wah, wah, wah," wailed the tree. "The noise is too much," said the others. "Please stop it, tree," roared Albert. "Stop crying." But at that, the tree just wailed even louder. "Wah, wah, wah." Then Albert had one last idea. He took a deep breath and climbed quietly up to his favorite branch. He wrapped his thick furry paws around the trunk and gave the tree a huge, kind bear hug. He whispered in his tiniest voice, "Why are you crying, tree?" To Albert's surprise, his tree whispered back, "Because I'm scared of the big hairy monster." "What big hairy monster?" whispered Albert. "Outside over there," said the tree. "Don't worry, I'll get rid of it," said Albert bravely. Albert nervously looked up high and low, and outside and over there was no monster. "There's only me here," said Albert. "Oh, phew," said Tree. "I can come out then." And look what came out. "Ah!" screamed a tiny feathered thing. "You're the monster!" "Ah!" screamed Albert. "You're the tree!" Can you see the little owl that came out of the tree? "I'm not a monster," said Albert. "I'm Albert." "And I'm not a tree," said Owl. "I'm Owl." Albert and Owl laughed and laughed at their mistake. They both felt much better. Albert was glad his tree was back to normal. He and Owl played in it all afternoon. As he watched Owl swooping from his favorite branch, Albert knew that Owl loved the tree as much as he did, which he secretly decided made his tree twice as perfect as it had been before. And that's Albert's tree. So the tree was not talking at all, was it? It was just a little owl that made his home inside. What a great story that was. And now my next story is a story about a goose, a very serious goose. We'll get to meet him right now. And this story is called The Serious Goose by Jimmy Kimmel. This is a serious goose. There is nothing silly about this goose. Do not even try to be silly around this goose. This goose will not smile at all. Not even if you put a chicken on her head. Nothing. Even if you were to dress this goose as a moose, zilch. Even if you order a pizza topped with delicious snails, no smile. This goose means business. Serious business. No one can make this goose smile. What's that, you say? You think you can do it? You think you can make this goose smile? There's no way. There is no way you can make this goose smile. No one can. This is a no smiling goose. But go right ahead. Look in the mirror and give it your best shot. Make funny faces. Let's see what you've got. Stick out your tongue and let your ears wiggle. Act like a monkey. This goose shall not giggle. Cluck like a chicken. Moo like a cow. Be doofy. Be goofy. Any way you know how. However you do it, it won't be enough. This goose isn't silly. This goose is too tough. Give it your best shot. Look inside. Make a face. See? I hate to say I told you so, but this is exactly what I knew would happen. Good try, though. You were very funny. Most geese would have laughed so hard eggs would be coming out. But not this goose. This goose will never, ever... Uh-oh. What is that? Something is happening. Something is happening to this goose. No, this can't be. Stop being silly. This is a serious goose. Do not make the goose smile. Oh no, this is terrible. By the power vested in me, by the order of serious geese and gooses, I hereby command you to stop amusing this goose. Wow, the goose is really giggling. This is not such a serious goose after all. In fact, this goose seems to be a silly goose. Thanks to you. You are a silly kid. You'll be hearing from our attorneys. And that's the Serious Goose. Didn't turn out to be so serious after all, did he? Now, in my next story, there is something in the attic. There is. You see, upstairs in the attic of this house, there happens to be a monster living there. Yes, a monster in the attic. We'll see how this brave little girl deals with this monster in There's Something in My Attic. Written and illustrated by Mercer Mayer. I was never afraid of anything when we lived in the city. But now, we live on a farm. At night, when the lights go out, I get scared because I can hear a nightmare in the attic, right above my head. It doesn't seem to bother Mom and Dad. They say it's probably mice. But it sounds too big to be mice. I decided to lasso that nightmare and bring it down to show them. I'd just be brave and sneak quietly into the attic with my lasso ready. It wasn't there, but I noticed a bunch of toys I thought were lost, lying in a pile behind some boxes. Something weird was going on for sure. Then I heard it creeping up the stairs. there it was, standing in front of me with my brand new teddy bear. It had just stolen it from my room. "Hey," I called out. "That's my teddy bear. Give it to me." But the nightmare tried to sneak back down the stairs. So I chased it. Then I lassoed it. It was hugging my bear as hard as it could. "Be careful, Nightmare," I said, "or you'll rip my bear." I tried to get my bear back, but it wouldn't let go. So I pulled it down the hall to my parents' room. I flipped on the lights to show them the nightmare I captured. I was sure they would be amazed. But nightmares are very tricky. And sometimes they just slip away. I'll just have to get my bear back tomorrow. And nightmares are indeed very slippery, but I think she'll get her bear back yet. And if you enjoyed listening to these stories, we have these stories and more here at the Fall River Public Library. So come down and check them out. Thank you for listening.